Mankind and womankind is another lower level of creation. They have already been judged for feet or sins of the past. This is the reason for the outbreak of so many diseases. These diseases are no secret, but they have hide feet conduction from themselves and have blamed feet sickness on you. You have the ability not to kill feet sickness, but to contain IT. To those who show respect in their actions, you are allowed to deal with them in peace. This is what the brother prophet Muhammad came to say. He was the spirit of truth that Jesus was the Allah came about. These people have made a religion of what we did in our greatness. Women shall be saved by childbearing only if she continues with the proper state of mind. This proper state of mind is soberness, and being submitted to your word. She must learn her position as God is in your life. She must be tested every day to prove herself right and exact. Although she is not spiritual, she can only become disciplined with the rituals that was left in our way of life. What you teach her is what you will get back in the form of reflection. She is your reflection. Those sick people have her in feeble frame of mind. This is why she is considered out of order. It is best that you learn by yourself those things that will make you stronger. The black woman is like a tape recorder. This tape recorder is called by those who think they have knowledge, wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to speak of the divine knowledge that you have given to her. You give her the knowledge when she deserves IT. Her job is to comfort you with her total self. Her only reason for living is for you, the ruler of the planet. This is why the government is trying to keep you brothers blood up with poison. Each day, the government will try to take away your ability to communicate properly with the other part of you, the black women. Is said that the blacker the women, the better the juice. That can be explained many ways. The black woman is your only vehicle for duplication. She is considered to be your earth. For good, black soil has plenty of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients to give your seed a better chance of survival and growth. Is better than a good foundation to a black woman who wants to reflect your culture. Many LACKWOME, and today is weak-witted and easily tricked into wasting time that is needed for your survival. Wasting time being programmed into European culture of sin and shame from the soap stories, television talk shows, movies, bowling, and many other distractions that are around them. This whole world is against you and her. For you and her are one. The brighter the color does not mean the better the juice. Whatever you teach her in her foundation will be her start with you. You have to find one with the will to continue in the struggle. Make sure you do not break the covenant of mixing your royal seed. This negative side of the black man is the BLACKWOMEN. This is why IT is said the opposite attract. The original black man has a noble CHARECU. This is why this country tries to keep you in a false state of living, hoping you never find the reality that will bring about many positive actions. Giving peace to the BLACKWOME and that you accept Always remember that a black man does not choose the LACKWOMB, and the black women will always choose the black men. Do not try to capture these women, for they will only play on your valuable energy. After the BLACKWOMB and chooses you, that is when you can't teach her. Always testing her ability to reflect that part of your personality that you give her. AX ruler of the planet, you must put down a foundation so you will build another part of you. This is why the BLACKWOMBN is considered AF your helpmate. Most women that you meet will have a religion. Explain to her the difference between religion and the true way of life. Your ability in grooming her will give you a soulmate for maintaining your world in peace. Your prayers are the mental transference of thoughts that should be used to keep natural and supernatural conditions in your control. Her prayer is to control her wicked state of mind that is wicked and weak. Always remember you thoughts can be used to build on the IFCR Zoe. We AF original people build to the IFCR Zoe, and we the IFCR Zoe to build. This is why this government wants society to keep your minds on all issues of the planet. Many of your brothers are now tricked into thinking about sex, money, food, sports, and other states of mind that is not your original responsibility. Leave them in deeper trouble and concern yourself with yourself. There are two types of people in the original black men. You have leaders and followers. To lead them you must follow. So follow those who speak of black supremacy and always watch your back. Opposite attract, and those who are the same repel. Many time-consuming practices that are done in this stage was not done in times of your original greatness. Today, the average mind of those who are like AF yourself is closed down to being called normal. This word normal can be looked on AF worn out and not in the right order. To achieve this title of being normal, one has to go through schooling of being NIFCUCAT for about 12 years. Once the person has been proving to comply with their programs of miseducation, he or she is given a diploma. This diploma makes them certified AF, a new word for fancy or new slavery system. He or she is given the title of a diplomat. With this diploma, they are happy that they can represent the new owners of slavery. This new slavery is called upon in every land that is against you. The whole world will come to America to use the original black people.
What up, the world? This is New School in the Flesh. It took me a long time to actually put down my circumference of the global world so I can explain and heal the world. At the time of my arrival, many times, because I came and I left and I came and I left. But I would say about 81, I would take it to 77, then go to 81. Those who was in control, and people say, well, what is control? Control is a continuous, two words, it's continuous rule. Control is continuous rule, continuous rule, or rule. And those were the controls so that I came to add on to their way of living, that I came to actually neutralize. And the neutral was a new trail. So it wasn't to help those who thought they were doing good, but through tradition they wasn't doing good, or they were doing good, from the word God, but the word God wasn't the original word. So they were doing a translation of something else. Now, as I speak, those who have a little knowledge will comprehend what I'm saying. Those who don't will say, well, what is he talking about? And that's fine. But if you will continue to do your role on earth, you will gradually get to where you need to be. But like I was saying, those who was in control, those who was doing good, they wanted to continue to do the good that they thought was right, or would we say righteous, right and just. And those that was doing bad, right, they wanted to change the ones that was doing good, right? They didn't know how to, but what they had was hope. You see? And with this hope, right, was to make about change. And some of them had faith. Most of them didn't use the faith. But those that used the faith got chosen. And I was one of those kind of guys. So when you see me now and you think you know me, first of all, you do not know me. You never did know me. Because as I start to teach what was given to me to help those that was doing things automatically from tradition, they tried to stop. They tried to stop the love because they didn't know what love was about. They didn't know. And I know that they didn't know, so it's fine. But they still have to, what you reap is what you sow. Or what you sow is what you reap. What you have reaped is what you have sowed. So all those who said, well, they wanted to make America like Africa, when America was not Africa, Africa was the separation of many other lands, and America, right, from Amer, which are like Amer, which means love, or prince, it was already inhabited, already had plans for the world that was given by what we can now see as a download. But in 1977, you couldn't see it as a download. But others that had connection to this internet could see it as a download. But they didn't have the experience to believe that. You say, well, how could I know what I know? And still today, people say, how do you know you have all your resources. You even had money that you thought was the way to do what you need to do, and it's still not getting you where you need to be. So, like I said, I'm coming out with my books. It's called New School. And you like it. And I'm coming out with a little, not that much, a little wardrobe, you know what I'm saying, for my people. I'm going to cover you with righteousness. So you will be right, and you have the justice that you need to be the judge. Yes, you are a judge. But until further then, I'm just going to give you a little introduction.
Who am I? I now, Gabriel 19. I am the angel Gabriel. I come with a reason to live in love. I am the angel Gabriel, the evidence of things to come. As we come to you with these softened words of truth and love from the power of God. Let I be know that the Most High God never left his CHOOS people. These are saying of those who profess to be CHOOS but are not.
So those people who basically was chosen, I'm going to read to you. I'm going to go back up and read to you my word. It says, who am I? I'm I9, Gabriel 19. I am the angel Gabriel. I come with the reason to live and love. I am angel Gabriel with the evidence of things to come. As we come to you with these lasting words of truth and love from the power of God. Let it be known that the Most High God never left his chosen people. These are the sayings of those who profess to be chosen, but they are not. With this love that I have from the Most High God, you will soon be able to recognize all the truth that you will need. For when God gives, he gives without measure. You have to start at some point, whereas you can follow. So we start with the faith of the Most High, who has guided you to this path of salvation for your deliverance. He who given more than we need to overcome the many traps and trips of our oppressors. This protection that we have for you, all is rooted in love. It is told in truth and is multiplied in greatness. Yes, I am the angel of revelation. As we come to this dark planet, it took many of your years for me to gather the information that will liberate you. This information that we speak will make you free. On my arrival to this planet that you call Earth, I had to have someone who would take on the energy that I am. As you have been taught to say, my spirit. The body that we call an avatar. For I am a spirit that has no body. I could find a special body and then get into it. It was like snatching a body and putting a soul into it. The word for this procedure is called personification. This is why you are called a person. You are a personification of a spirit. Many of you are from what we call anarchy that were here before. We have come first to you and to your offspring. The spirit is here on earth to do the will of God. Today, the force that is living in most of you is strange. Many are stuck in yourself and lost and afraid. Your leaders of today are not your friends. They are puppets that have been placed in front of you so you can be led into the slaughter. Many of you have no knowledge of your responsibility to earth and your kind of people. Did you know that because your body was created from the earth, you are called people? The word people is from the word pebble. So I just wanted to give you just a little bit of what's going on. This is my book, and this is Who Am I? And it will be distributed, and we're actually looking for distributed now. Every time you sneeze, you actually exhale the old life, and you be getting new life. New energy comes into it. So it's also very important for you to study, to get the reference of others, because the intellect that you will receive will be downloaded into Escape Master Spark, New School University, for Queens, Anna Gabriel 19. Hey, YouTube. Hey, YouTube people, I just want to appreciate and say thank you to everybody on YouTube and YouTube, working for YouTube, all the sponsors that's making money off of me and everything I say. I mean, I done seen my postings in Japan. I done seen it in Pakistan. I done see Australia on YouTube. All these people making money off of us. And it's always going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the way of control. And it has to be controlled somewhere. And like I said, once the women get it together, you can go ahead and start taxing them, but they've been taxing us. But until women get together, and that's the year 2012 is about. It's about coming back to who you are and making a difference in your area, your circumference. You know, when you say circumference, we're talking about what you see with the natural eye. We're talking about what you can hear with your natural eye. How far you can yell it out. When we're talking about what they call it, not natural. We're talking about things that use the technology. And then, like you can hear me now by way of technology, that's not natural, it's supernatural. But they don't want to tell you that it's supernatural. They'll tell you that it's virtual. That's what it's virtual, right? But it's a way of using powers that is not used every day. You know, powers that was given to a certain group of people, and powers that were stolen. And but the overall thing is for the greater of the whole, and that's what we're speaking about now. The greater of the whole damn thing, and the whole is you, the womb man. That's why you have a whole. You have a whole, and you can go into you as you coming into this dimension. And children coming out of you, they're coming out from the heavens through way of you
your inside. Is what it says that the man would say the kingdom is within, but it was actually you were the king. And from you gave your kingship up, and the word that you had used at the time was Malika. And the reason why you use Malika because you got it from the word Malakut, which is the realm of a super being. And that's what I'm a part of that here. And from my energy, you will also be a super being. And then we will raise up the children, your creation, your dimension to be super. And that super will not only be an apparent or mental thinking, it will be in all the aspects that's done in this dimension that's for Earth. And when you say Earth, you're saying Earth with an H. And that's the reason when you have the children, they're supposed to listen to you. The list is supposed to end with you. Their duty and responsibility is supposed to be for you as a woman. And this is something that's really hard for people to even think about because their mind is been programmed to go against you. You have been programmed to go against yourself, and yourself is your assistant who's supposed to be helping you. And the word help is H-E-L-P, which is P-H-E-L, which is fail. So, and when you fail, you fall. Just like when you fall in love, you fall from your position of a deity, which you all are deity. And you fall in love, or you fall low, and the low was a trap because you fall and you can't get back up. And this particular segment, I just want to thank the great for walking with me because it's not an easy job. I'm very demanding, and you will also be very demanding, and she will also be very demanding to you. And that's what it takes. Don't take no bullshit. And everybody that lied about the situation, they would definitely have to pay. There's nobody getting away free. They call it karma. It's not even karma. What it is that it's already written. It's already written, and you're already living it out. You're just seeing it. The last book that you should be concerned about prior to the new book, which is the Womb Man's Bible or the Woman's Bible. You're not going to say Womb Man because you want everybody to get opportunity in your species to read it. We say Womb Man, that is going on. You're not going to give direct. You're going to give them the direct. But the other book is the Holy Quran. And we're going to take out and extract what you need from it because the scribe in modern times put things in there to not only to protect you, but to deflect you from your true self. Greed got in, and they wanted the position that they have today. They wanted to be in the army. They wanted to be in whatever position that they have, and they didn't want to give it back to you. And they did not realize that things that they were saying, they were saying in the name of Allah to give the merciful, right? They were trying to bypass you, the woman. And now we're letting them know that now that you have aligned yourself up in America, and we have an American Khalifa, it's considered to be democracy, to teach the children of the world and to teach the woman. And any superstar that is made, she has to also be protected. So those of you who are looking for a purpose in the region and want to give you alliance, align yourself up. And the reason why you want to align yourself up because you want to learn. You want to learn. I had another sister that I was teaching at the same time. I forgot her name. The name is not important, but she had been to the military. She travels around the world. And when I seen her, I was like, that is the example of the military that we need for these sisters, our sisters, to continue. You need uh, the military. You need your own uh, protection system. So if your creation start going against you again, you'll be able to deal with it properly. You know, we're not saying dealing with in a harmful way. We're not talking about doing anything illicit or out of the law. You will make the law and change the law. Okay? There's a lot of things that I can think of that you may think that is very not inhumane. That's not the issue. But anyway, we're gonna let this go. This is 10 minutes. I feel real comfortable with that. And yeah, that's perfect deal. The actual touch is right on. Basically, one of the my disciples, discipline, you know, and she wants this thing. She just made a statement, I was trying to think the men that came before who supposed to be great leaders, right? And we're here separating, you know, the ones that was really no good from the one that was still lukewarm, whatever. Everybody has something in their intentions, I hope, but, you know, it's not about what they intended to do, it's what they did. So we talk about Martin King Jr., right? Okay, and basically, and she made a statement saying that he cheated on his wife, right? And I said, in the realm of things, right, a man can never cheat on a woman. This is why. A woman, first of all, the woman, she is so, this is her realm. She can look at a man and come, period. But that's not spoken about because these are the things that they don't say. So it's not on the books that if she, well, it does say something if you look at somebody that you'll accept, you know. But that's true. These women be sinning, but the word sin is not a bad word. The word sin, that means that you're a deity. And the word love is that means you fell off of your status of deity and now you're using your emotions by way of your intellect or by way of fake intellect or your programming to do for others other than your immediate responsibility, which is your creation, which is your children. Right? They fall too fast for some of y'all, but some others, they know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're going to let her say a little something. And the fact that I said that all women, you know, there's no such thing as a man cheating. You know, in the real part of the world. Now, as far as capitalist society, a way of controlling, there is a way. Now, what would you say about that?
Well, number one, let me just say that's a secret. If you look at that's one of the secrets.
That's the sacred. That's the sacred. Okay, the secret is sacred. But go ahead.
It's a sacred unknown that's known only to the woman. So we can, ladies, you know, we can do that. We can look at someone and feel all warm and cozy inside, and then it won't be revealed except to us. But I said Martin Luther King was, and you came out and spoke about it and commented on it before I could finish saying the thought. In essence, that's what they said. That he had liaisons away from the company that he had.
The institutional way of this type of society. But if he was in the Sudan, which is the original plan, right? That wouldn't be considered to be cheating.
It's not possible here so prevalent as it is in Sudan and in other areas. So in the I blurted out, and I do know that there are some individuals, so there are some sex entities that do that as a common practice, a common thing, or as a way of life.
Well,
but I know that. Right. I know that if Claretta did not know.
Well, I think that Claretta also knew things that she didn't say also.
You know, she was very, very polite, the bold woman, brave, all that. A role model. She was, and she was a role model.
Let me say this about that too. Okay, now Claretta, what she did, she sat with many presidents, right? She ate with them. She was considered to be a deity, regardless. Now, did she share that knowledge on how to be a deity? Or did she tell? Right. Okay, so they get no prop. There's only one great Om on the planet. And there was only one great Om that basically is going to get the credit. And we're going to erase all the lies that's been told by everyone. Because the Elohim Society is taking all lanes to the planet. Nobody's getting no credit for this dumb mess that y'all in. You see, nobody's getting no credit, and we're going to erase the lies of man. And when the women don't speak up, that means that they are living the lies of man. And that's just bad. They're attributing to the lie, right? So it's all good. So, like I said, I was saying about Dr. Martin Luther King, right? From different point of views, they used him and they put him in a position to be God. Okay, he didn't know, and when he found out, he did what he did, and that was all good for him. Now, the dream of the American dream, that's still on the wrong side of the board. Because no one can conquer America. No one can think they conquered America, and they can teach people through the schooling system, which is the programming system, that America is United States America. America is Brazil. America is Central America, Mexico, Guatemala. America is Canada, Hawaii, all the Cuba, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico. I mean, all this is America. So the things that people say America and the United States of America is a total different thing. And when we start getting out the natural way, niggas is going fuck. They're going screw, and that's nature. You cannot stop nature. Now, what they've done, they have put toys out where women are sticking all kinds of things up in there. And what's happening, they think it's good. They got some glass ones. They got some plastic. The plastic ones, right, they leave millimeters of the plastic up in them, and that starts what's called eradicated cells. That starts outbursts and growths of fibroids. All kinds of things is happening. Upset your what they would call the hormones and your the level of what you would call the chemical level in the body, upset it. So there's a lot of traps that women, because they have confined to the rules of the Europeans in America, they do things that's not natural. Now, a woman with a woman, that's natural. Before men, right, women used to create on their own without men. That's hard to think about. And because I'm not in your ear and you're not one of my discipline students, you will never be able to conceive that. But like I will still let you know that women created it sexually by themselves, and they created back to themselves. When man started to come in the picture, that was what they would call a deformation, a different form, and it was used, right, to rule them as a protection, and that was done by what we call the angels and biblical books and Anarchy in Sumerian times, and the Elohim in the Hebrews writing. So there's a lot of things that this setting don't know, because what happens is that you're going to school and programmed to be a servant. SERVANT, a servant, instead of a savant, SAVANT. Now, if you look up the word savant, SAVANT, when I say V, it's really the you, but you have to follow them. But knowingly, we know better. That's what we call overstanding and not understanding. Understanding is the way they taught it to you. Overstanding is you having knowledge of your true self, and then seeing what they're doing, or you become the dictionary. You become the definitionary of defining what is real and what is not real, what they put in the game, what they try to alter, what they try to translate, things of that nature. When we're talking about, get back to the subject, talking about Martin Luther King, right? And what he did, he catapulted us into a society that we're still fighting to regain ourselves. And like I said, the other guy, Malcolm X, he had another theory. And the word theory is from the word theos. Theos means deity. And that's what I said, the hosts are the deity. You are a deity. And this has been brought to you by the Hoes and the Pimp Church. Gotta go. This is Brother Theos, Reverend Pimp Theos. And I made a thing in the last video, the one more video. And And then I said that the Creator don't need your love. The word love, L-O-V-E, is the word L-O-V-E, which is actually L-O-U-E, which is love. When you give love, that means you're sharing your divinity to others. When you're selfish, that means you're keeping your divinity. Excuse me. And I'm gonna do this over. Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? Yeah, this is Reverend Pimpin Theos coming through. And a lot of people kind of upset because why I'm Reverend Pimpin Theos. A lot of people was taught that pimps is no good, and just straight off the top, I don't have no notes with me now, but we're just talking. Pimping is the priest, the imam, the minister, and the preacher. That's pimp. That's who I am. You see, all in one. You know, representing not those with those titles. The word title is only the word elite. You look at the word title, you'll see that the word title is elite. Now, I'm not representing the elite. I'm representing their constituents or their congregation. You see, the people that they claim that they saving. They're not saving them. They're saving them for the slaughter. That's what they say. They're not saving them for the right reasons, put it that way. And as we continue, now we're coming out. My first student, which was my last student, they said the first would be last or the last would be first. It's a great And the more you hear about this lady, the more you see a different part of me, a more collective me, a more me that, you know, I don't want to say a lot of me. I would say the perfected part of what I came to do. And that's why some people at the end of their journey, they say, well, this is what I came to do. But each student that I had something for you. Now, it depends on how they use it. You will all be able to come together as one. And that word that I created for that was love, unity. And when we speak and when we leave, when we come together, we say love, love. And that's the love of our mothers and the love of her species. See? Because there is no other love. You cannot love the Creator. I'm going to tell you why. When I say Creator, not the Creator who created you as your mother. The word mother is my other, not that Creator. We talking about the false fact of what they would say a Creator in the heavens. The word heaven is haven. The haven is the connection. So that whole false thing that was given by Europeans, because they was cut off from their crown chakra, from the top of their head, right? The top of their head, right? And like I said, the last chakra, right? And you know, and well, we're gonna get to that another on what position the chakra is. If it's the first chakra, the last chakra, it don't make no difference. You see, because those are portals. And when you really see who you are and how you are, then you will know about these portals. We're not going to talk about that. We're talking about one of my students was coming out, and she has she's getting ready to start the Hoes and the Pimps church. And with that, the Hoes are in control. The Hoes will be in control because they will be the whole thing. They say the whole is a garden tool. And they say the word tool, T-O-O-L, is the word L-O-O-T, which is loot. And actually, the whole thing is the woman, because there is no gender. And I don't want men walking around switching, but I do want you to start getting flexible and stop being walking around here looking like a monkey and being more yin and yang. If you want to go to China and learn that, it's called yin and yang in China. So I'm like really excited right now because there's other people that I've taught when I had to investigate what they would call Islam. And Islam today in the religious world, right, is a faith. Because it's just repetitive nothing. They controlling you by way of you stopping, controlling you by way of you giving homage and respect to something that is no longer necessary. Because we continue and we travel and we make change. And that concept that they had is good to reinstate yourself. But as you get to building, when you listen to the Empire State, which is New York City, you're not talking about the largest landmass that's connected to the central part of America, and that is great for its position, its geographical location. But we're talking about the great minds, from the Iroquois League, the five civilized nations, all up into the New York area, and never stopped. And the experiment that's called capitalistic society had you all they stopped you. So that this was imperative that if you was to go to Congress, if you was to deal with the business law and the regulatory environment, if you were to teach any type of law, child care, counseling, you would have to know that if you're not rooted with Iroquois League, sovereign, if you're not rooted in the street of one of the biggest thinking, which is New York. Now they say California is good too, but California is the most concentrated Indians, sovereign. And that's why they Hollywood. That's why they use that area. Hollywood is the word, it's two words, holy and doom, where they project a certain lifestyle and they broadcast it through the media, propaganda. Then we come straight to the streets. You see, I got my feather, my long feather right there. And if anybody knows what the long feather is, it's actually the principles of Mayat. And the principles of Mayat was given to the slaves, you see, from the Elohim. And those Elohim, which I know for a fact, was disagreeable Elohim because they didn't have you in the best interest, and that's why I came down in the form of what they would call Enlil. And in your biblical times, or when you say biblical, you say Biblion, which is the books that you're reading now, right? You would compare me as Gabriel, and that is the biggest angel, or angel that reveals angel revelation. So I just wanted to let you know, I'm very excited about this pimp show. The hoes and the pimps. The hoes will be in charge. We're looking for the hoes that want to learn, the truth about what they did and how they are the heroes or the hero. And the word heroes is from the word, as man was saying, from hero is from heros. Heros is from the Egyptian Hebrew. I may not be pronouncing it right now, and it's a good thing when I go through that. So that means you're like me, ready. Letting you know you wrong. I'm really excited about this because I believe that, and I say the word believe. So don't. I did say that. And she can take it. She can take it from here. And the whole thing, you have to support her. You have to give her some dough. If you want to know, you have to give her some dough because once you know, right, what's going to happen is that you'll be able to collect that dough, and you will collect that dough for like a tax collector. Just don't listen. The word tax basically is the name of a deity. The word sin is the name of a deity. And we're going to leave that right there. It's 10 minutes. I know they gave me permission. I can talk all day on YouTube, but I don't like the process. So we're going to just leave this right here right now. I just want to get that out the way. Very excited of the hoes and the pimp church. Five, 4, 3, 2. I am the son. You are the son. That makes me and you both number one. And after one. You are the son. I am the son. Pimp and Princess coming live on YouTube with the sound this time. Before I didn't have the sound, it's okay. But I'm doing all over again. Just to let you know, I am the prophet Holy Dance. I'm here to prove this Holy Dance. Shooting skates up there. Yeah, that's what they call me, skating out the spot. I was taught by the legendary Bill Butler. See what I'm saying? That was way, way back. And I done took the game and ran with it. And skated with it and ran the world, and I'm back. I'm that number one skater. I'm the original skater. So that's the 0-1. You call me 0-1. He could be number one, but I'm 0-1. You know what I'm saying? So I got something on him. I'm the original skater, okay? He's the teacher. I was a student, but now I'm the teacher. He's the student. You know what I'm saying? We don't flip it, and I'm leading from the back. We're doing that thing just like that. I got my hoe in the background. She's saying, how you saying? Hey, lady, come on, tell me what you did.
Hello there, everybody. This is a Pimple, full of Pimple. Yes, I'm here tonight with Big Pimp.
Big Pimp and Baby Too Fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
She the whole thing. She the original. She everything, the creative man. She knows she is. She is the Theos. When we say Theos, we say it real quick, and you thought it was the hoe, but it wasn't the hoe. It wasn't nothing negative. It was something that you couldn't get the lingo because it was a secret organization. It was a secret society of the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing it to you live because I can do that. I'm representing the real, and we're bringing a whole nother level to the game. So the game, from the word jamming, means come
coming together and do what we need to do. And bringing all the sisters with us, where the sisters are the womb man, and the womb man is the theos, and the theos is the host. No more to be said about that. I mean, that's what it is, all in a nutshell, you know. So what you saying, baby? What you want to tell the people? This depends on the Pentecostal Church of God. We can be able to establish ourselves in Brooklyn, Illinois. We're gonna make that the center part of the world and the hub of the United States and the center of the whole world. What you say about that? I miss
you. Gonna get ready? Well, all right, gonna get ready to make that money. These women out here who are out there working hard, doing the hard work. The work that you don't have to do. They're out there doing it, and we're going to show up how to be more efficient, to do it right, to do justice with themselves. They don't have to sell their bodies. We're going to show them a better way. We're the pimp. We're talking to Big Pimp, and I'm the pimp trick. Positive improvement, making progress. That's what we got, positive improvement, making progress. And so that's what it's supposed to be.
And now get with us when you can, and I'm going to end this right here because we got a discussion to make it. And I'm the big pimpin', I got to go, and pimpin', she's going with me. I got to go.